Hey, everybody. Welcome from sunny Phoenix, Arizona. We're enjoying the Driver Appreciation Week this week. We've got a lot to talk about today. We've got a lot of guests that are going to be coming on with us. I am Tisha Friel-Dover, and this is
Lindsay Jackson. Hello, everyone.
We are so glad you guys are here with us. We just want to make sure that you guys are out there taking the survey. So we want to make sure that you guys are doing that. There's a flow code you can scan. There's an iPad actually here in Phoenix. You can take it right here. You guys we're doing some raffles, I think, for that too. If they're taking that. So make sure you get that taken care of, you guys. Lindsay, what else do we have going on this week?
Yeah, so also this week we have a few more live streams planned for you throughout the week. So the next one is going to be tomorrow at 11. It's going to have some great stuff in there. So you guys tune back in to see that tomorrow. And then we've got our shop Q&A at 4 o'clock. So you've still got time to go in there and ask your questions and try to get as much information from the shop as you can. It's a great opportunity. And then also don't forget, Friday is the big day. Friday is Holland Heat, where Mother Trucker and Adam Miller go head to head in a hot wing challenge like you've never seen before. It was intense.
Well, we're looking forward to that for sure. And then just a couple of more little bits of information, you guys. If you are interested in becoming a Swift advocate, we would love to hear from you. You'd be doing interviews and participating with photo shoots and all kinds of stuff. So if you're interested in that, please, there's a flow code out there that you can scan for that as well, or just private message our social media team on Facebook, Instagram. We're on everything. So make sure that you get a hold of that as well. So for now, we've got our very first special guest. We are going to invite Mr. Jim Fitzsimmons to join us today.
Hello there.
Hello,
Hi.
Jim. How are
Welcome,
you?
welcome.
All right.
Good. So we'd like to take a minute, let you introduce yourself and tell everybody what it is you do with Swift.
Yep, I'm Jim Fitzsimmons. I've actually been here for 31 years, which makes me feel really old every time I say that. But a lot of experience at Swift, obviously, being here that many years. Started off years ago as a lumper. Just kind of worked my way up through all the different areas of operations in the company. Moved around a little bit, just getting experience. And now I'm the chief operating officer.
Wow.
So that kind of means I've got a lot of direct reports that roll to me that cover all the different areas or many of the different areas of the business. And my goal is to try to keep that team hooked together. We've recently added the shop underneath me with the intent of having our shop and our operations work much more closer together for a better result for the drivers at the end of the day.
Excellent. That sounds good.
And it's really starting to make some pretty big improvements by, the bigger my team gets, the more tied in these people get with each other. And the teamwork really has been great. And, just as an example, we have a call now that's used to be a operations call. Now we call it shop operations because it's shop and operations. But, we get a lot of feedback, obviously, from our drivers regarding the shop. Now it's a lot easier and more seamless for us to work with the shop. And then we make adjustments as we go along. So please, tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow 4, you said?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
The feedback's invaluable. So the more feedback you can give us in every area, the more we can take action on things that really matter more to you versus us trying to, guess or assume what you want to have changed or what's working well, what's not working well. The more feedback we get from the surveys we do, what's your choice, something like this,
right,
the more we could act on it and we could act on it quickly.
So you're trying to tell us that you do actually listen to those engagement surveys, right? Yeah. You hear them and see them. Yeah.
And keep in mind, there's stuff like we can do, right? Like the last 2.5 years, the market's been really soft. It's nationwide. It's not just a Swift problem, obviously. We hear that. We're doing all we can. We've held seated truck count flat to slightly down. So we're not growing the fleet. Right now it'd be very easy to grow the fleet. If we wanted, there's plenty of drivers out there you can hire. There's just not enough freight to go around. So we're trying to keep that fleet count kind of flat, until this thing turns around.
Understood.
Now, good news is I was just talking to one of our drivers out there, Lonnie, that, we've been at the bottom for a while now, kind of bouncing along the bottom for months. The good thing is it finally feels like we're starting to see an inflection. Now it's not going to be a sharp, climb and things aren't going to snap right back, but it does feel like we're getting into more of a, I'll say, normal seasonality flow of freight. When we go into the next bid market, we should see some improvement, which means we'll see more freight, more rate. Things will kind of get back to normal again.
Well, yesterday we heard from Adam and we heard from Tim from the shop, and of course, Adam Miller. And they were talking about some different improvements and things that are happening. What are you most excited about with our upcoming improvements that are happening within Swift?
Yeah, I think the trucks, the technology just gets better and better pretty much every year. Sometimes it'll be a couple of years before you see one brand come out with new improvements, but in 25, all of our Freightliners, all of our Volvos are going to have the blind spot monitoring, which is huge, because if you don't have that front mirror adjusted just right, you literally can't see a car when a car hovers, right in front of the truck, right, just below the side of view of the driver.
Right.
But the new technology will detect that from the front of the truck all the way to the back of the trailer.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
That's
so it's
great.
very similar to what we have in
exciting.
cars, right?
Just
took longer.
a little blind spot
Exactly.
blinker.
Yep. It'll be an alert if the driver puts the signal on and tries to change, in addition to the light.
That's
so
fantastic.
That's great.
really excited about that. The new Volvo trucks we're getting the end of this year, 25 models, very cool trucks. And so I'm very excited to start getting those and see how those actually work. They have, some sort of, I'm not sure the exact term, but it's been termed kind of like an electric APU in the truck.
Oh,
and so I think that's going to be huge. I feel like, that truck's going to be kind of the truck for the other OEMs to kind of chase after this one kind of comes out. And
that's awesome.
If it's as great as we think it's going to be kind of the truck of choice.
That truck is really beautiful. I actually, because we work with the 1 Million Mile trucks, I actually got to see a video pretty early on. Yep. And so it's a
gorgeous.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Beautiful.
So
I've
pretty.
seen a lot of drivers asking about, are we going to get the new Volvos, and a lot of questions around that. So the answer is yes, it's not going to be overnight, but we are starting to really see some in fourth quarter.
Well,
that's great news.
What do you think about this Driver Appreciation Week out here? How do you feel about it, and how do you feel about all of our drivers? Do you like celebrating them?
Oh, I love it. This time of year is great. I always like to remind our drivers, hopefully you don't feel appreciated, 4 times a year as we do this. We want you to feel appreciated all the time, all year long. But this is, the time of year where we pump the brakes, we kind of let stuff kind of fall behind, and people, take the time out of their day to make sure you feel the appreciation and get the respect that you deserve. One thing I love is seeing, customers post that, hey, we got breakfast or lunch from this time. So I think it's really cool nationwide how it's not just, Swift and other trucking companies, but it's like big, huge customers that get involved and vendors that, are really out there recognizing the driver. And I feel like after COVID, during COVID, really, 2020, a lot of people realized how important truck drivers are to America.
Absolutely.
And I felt like ever since then, this event's got even cooler, where it's just, it's not just here, it's just everywhere. You kind of feel the excitement and the appreciation and respect that everyone has for our drivers.
Well, I know I'm enjoying it, and I'm sure glad that you joined us today. Is there anything else you want to share with everybody out there?
No, just wanted to say, thanks for all your hard work. We really appreciate, all the men and women. We understand that the drivers have the hardest job, and we're here to try to support you and do the best we can to keep you safe out there, keep you productive, and get you home when you need to get home. But I know it's a huge commitment for, not only our drivers, but for their families. Yeah. Their support system is just equally as important to me. So I just wanted to thank you for all that you do.
Excellent. Well, Jim, we want to thank you for all you do for us, and you allow us to have this opportunity. So thank you for being here with us, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
We'll see you.
All right. So we are going to give you a thank you to our mentors. It's a video from Jim, and we'll take you over to that right now.
Simmons, just wanted to take a minute and thank all of our mentors for the great job that you do out there. I've been at Swift for over 30 years, and I'm always very proud of talking about what a great training company that Swift is. And honestly, if it wasn't for our mentors, I couldn't say that. When I think about our training program, the mentors are the backbone of that program, training the students for Swift that become the backbone of the transportation industry. And so just wanted to take a minute and thank you for all the hard work that goes into that. I know it's a very difficult job. It's not for everyone. We are always looking for great mentors out there to become a mentor. Again, not everyone's going to be able to do that job and do it well. I feel like at Swift, we have a great group of mentors that every year gets stronger, and that's what helps set us apart in the transportation industry. So thanks again for all you're doing out there.
All right, we're back, everybody. That was a great video. Thanks again, Jim, for joining us. That was wonderful speech. We love to see you around. Right now, we're going to introduce Cameron with our Intermodal division. Why don't you tell us a little bit about you, a little bit like how long you've been at Swift and what you do here?
Awesome. So I'm Cameron Johnson. I'm the Director of Operations for our Intermodal segment here at Swift. Been here 5 years. So, I can't compete with Jim over there with 31 years. So I feel like a baby compared to that. But I love what I do here. A lot of what we do is rail to customer and customer to rail. A lot of folks, it's a very specialized line of business and they don't understand a whole lot of the ins and outs. But it's definitely been a learning curve for me in my time here. But it's been a great adventure. We have a lot of outstanding drivers. We've got about 650 right now across the network, operate in all the regions. And we have a very diverse rail network that we utilize. Union Pacific, Norfolk Southern, the FEC. So a few different providers we work through. And it's a great opportunity for drivers, especially the more experienced drivers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a home daily account. So
Excellent.
we do have some regional stuff that we run that's home weekly, but for the most part, we're able to get drivers home daily, run them on about a 12-hour shift. And, a lot of guys love it just because they get that time with their family.
That's
that they really want.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
fantastic.
It's a coveted spot, I think,
Oh,
for
absolutely.
the home daily. Yeah.
Oh, yes. We get a lot of inquiries on it.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
sure. I'm sure. So I don't know if you know, but I'm now in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and so Chattanooga choo choo.
Mhm.
So we got them rails going through there all the time, and I get super excited when I get to see a Swift.
Oh, yeah.
Get to see a Swift container. Yeah, it's becoming more and more, I think.
Aw.
Absolutely.
So-
we're growing and business has been good to us. So we're definitely on the right path. And I know COVID kind of set things back, when we saw that soft market in the last 2 years, it affected us just as much as,
Sure.
the truck side. But hey, things are starting to look better and better month over month. So we're really excited about where we're going.
Well, is there anything new happening for the intermodal side? I mean, is there a special setup or anything, or are they just standard company trucks? Is there anything special that's going on?
Yeah, so we typically we don't operate sleepers. So it's a slip seat operation in a day cab.
Okay.
So and a lot more bobtail than you would think. Just working with the rail, so not a whole lot of sleeping in the truck. That's
Excellent.
really the
'Cause we're home,
opportunity that you
right?
get. Right.
Yeah,
So,
that's excellent. So is there anything that is new, or is it new locations, anything like that? Or are you running out of very specific locations? Do all terminals have intermodal?
so not all terminals, but a majority of the bigger terminals we operate out of across the network. And then we have several drop yards, so to speak, where we house drivers. We've got, lounges and things like that for them that we've set up over the past couple of years. But for the most part, yeah, nothing really new. Just trying to, look forward to the next quarter and what that holds for us.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
That's excellent.
So one more question. I think I have one more. Maybe we'll go longer.
Okay.
So we all know that our drivers are the heartbeat of our company. Swift loves our drivers. I love our drivers. What does your department do to support our drivers?
So we get the opportunity to see these guys every day. So a lot of times the food speaks to our hearts here at Intermodal. So we like to feed our guys a lot, just on a weekly basis. We try to do everything that we can to show them that love and appreciation. It is a very high stress job because they're getting in and out of the truck several times a day. Whereas, the truckload side, they may touch one load in a couple of days. These guys are running three to five.
Oh, wow.
So it's a very, very extensive work. So we try to do what we can, show our appreciation from time to time. And we try to be a little more flexible with certain situations. So
That's
and
great.
we have that opportunity with our line of business. So
That's
it's awesome.
absolutely wonderful.
Sounds like too that if they're in touch with you guys all the time, the communication is pretty open and you're talking to them a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have that opportunity where they're in and out of the terminal every day. Now it's a much smaller office staff. So unfortunately we don't have, folks at every area. But we try to keep as much communication flowing between whether it's Zonar, email communication, and keep the guys in the know at all times. So.
Well, that's awesome. Well, is there any other message that you would like to send out to the drivers today while we've got you on camera?
I just want to say thank you to all that you do. We would not be where we're at today if it wasn't for what you guys do and put up with day in and day out. Very, very appreciative in Intermodal for what our drivers do.
Well, we appreciate you too,
Absolutely.
and thank you for supporting those drivers out there because they need it. So
thank you.
for joining us today.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to cut to a video from Mark Deere talking about Flatbed. So Mark's got a message.
Mark
out there.
Hurtado. I've been with Swift for 3 years, and I am currently in the Flatbed division. I chose Swift simply for the reason that It's a good company. I've heard many good things about it, and the environment and the morale here is exactly what I was looking for. The skills that I've learned as a flatbed driver are how to secure a load, what kind of equipment you need to secure it, also how to drive the actual load itself, because it's definitely different between a coil and 60-foot rebar. Safety is of the utmost importance. The advice I would give to someone who wants to become a flatbed driver, as in the words of Johnny Cash, keep your mind on your load, keep your eye on the road. But there is plenty of opportunities here at Swift, whether it be flatbed, dry van, reefer, intermodal, grocery. The possibilities are endless.
All right, guys, I apologize about that. That wasn't a message from Mark Deere. That was a message from Mark Hurtado. So thank you so much. And forgive me, I got to see Mark Deere stand in the background and it threw me off.
But he did say to tell you hi and hope you're having a great week. So.
And he said he'll see us Thursday. So welcome back, everybody. We are joined now by Jeremy Schultz from our flatbed division.
Welcome, Jeremy.
Hi,
How
thanks
are
for
you?
having me.
Absolutely.
Very good, thank you. So I'm Jeremy. I'm the operations manager for the flatbed department on the western region of the United States. Been with Swift about 14 years,
Wow.
but the last 5 with flatbed. So it's been quite an adventure here, learning a new line of business and just all the specializations that come with it. Some of the reasons I've decided to make flatbed my home here at Swift is probably similar to a lot of the reasons our drivers have as well, which is just the uniqueness of the line of business itself.
Interesting.
The wide variety of freight that we have. It's a very small, tight-knit community, the camaraderie between the drivers. We're not the size of our dry van division. It's a much smaller scale of operation that we do. So there's many times I can be driving anywhere in the country on a freeway, see a truck number, instantly recognizes a flatbed truck. I see the number, I know, the driver's name, their wife, where they live, what road they're taking, where they're going. So
That's excellent.
yeah,
Very
it's a really unique experience to be part of.
That's
flatbed.
fantastic.
That's great. It seems like there's a pride that flatbed drivers carry too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, drivers love to be unique. And so anything they do outside of the scope of what the norm is, they usually take a lot of pride in.
Yeah.
There's a lot to learn in flatbed. I always tell my drivers if they're capable of tying down our loads, hauling our trailers, which track differently, they can realistically, drive in any line of business successfully and do it very well and safely. So,
Excellent. So what type of freight does flatbed handle for the company?
well, it depends what region you're talking about. So
Okay.
out in the West, we haul a lot of manufactured machinery out of California. We haul a lot of flat lumber and large scale lumber out of the Northwest, all over this half of the country. As well as a tremendous amount of rebar that's manufactured here in the West. If you look at the Texas market down on Laredo, they specialize a lot in auto haul carriers. So we actually have done something very, very innovative and something that very few other carriers, if any, are doing, which is our auto haul stack teams, where the teams will convoy out to deliver USPS vans, delivery vans, plumbing vans, and they will convoy, deliver those together, and then they'll actually stack the tractor and trailer on top of our down truck and team back together.
Oh, wow.
So those drivers are killing it with the miles they do. Of course, 50% of the miles they run are all empty. Over in the South, out of Greer, we haul a lot of chassis, bus chassis and RV chassis. So a lot of the school buses you see, Bluebird buses, we've taken part in the direct manufacturing line of those vehicles. So that's another sense of pride that we have in flatbed, because we're hands-on with actively building this country. Everything you see in it. Up in the Midwest, out of Gary, Indiana, of course, in the Rust Belt, we haul a tremendous amount of steel as well as coils down all over the country. A lot of it goes into Mexico to the auto manufacturers, Toyota, Nissan, all the brands you're familiar with. So we take part in that. And of course, those vehicles come right back and we haul them across the country as well. So it's a really cool experience to be a part of just building America. Our drivers feel the same way. It just gives us that sense of pride.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
absolutely. So if a driver was interested in becoming a flatbed driver, what kind of steps would they take to get there?
Sure. Well, if you're just sitting at home watching this and thinking, hey, that'd be a great fit, the weather's getting nice, it's now the time to be a flatbed driver. You can learn in cool weather. So your first step would be contact a recruiter, get in touch with them, get involved in the hiring process and see if you qualify and go from there. Nancy, our flatbed recruiter, if you wanted to ask for her, she's excellent at what she does. She knows an awful lot about the business. So if you are already currently a flatbed driver, you can reach out to any of the operations managers at our main hubs. Our flatbed hubs are, of course, Phoenix, Arizona, Greer, South Carolina, Gary, Indiana, and Laredo, Texas. So
does your team, not to interrupt, but does your team also work with our placement center?
Yes, we do. So
great.
that's another way you can get a hold of us directly, operations director. Ask the questions, make your inquiries. We'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions or concerns, explain the line of business to you. And I always like to ask, what brings you to flatbed? What interests you? And a lot of times it's, I want to stay more active, lose weight, stay fit. I don't want to sit in the truck and bump docks all day. So we're the perfect match.
That's great. Then you don't have to hit the gym, huh?
Yeah.
We do have one though. But.
Yeah.
So are there any special projects you guys have going on right now that
Yes.
would affect the drivers out there?
Yeah, absolutely. So we just actually wrapped up a project here in Chandler, building a giant Intel chip plant down in Chandler. And that was about 2,500 loads of overlength rebar out of Utah and Washington.
Wow.
It was a huge project. We ran that very successfully. And we're actually starting off another project in Northern California for the same contractor running rebar again. We also just finished up oversized cement slab project, so 12-foot wide loads. One of the things our drivers are always asking about is they always want to do bigger loads. They just want to get as big a load as they can on their trailer.
Right.
They love doing that stuff. It's something that we've gone aggressively towards for quite a while. And we were extremely successful with this project. We put some of our best drivers on it. They far exceeded my expectations. And, a week after that project ended, we were already starting another one. And we're knee deep in that one as well. So it's going
fantastic. Well, that's wonderful. Well, is there any messages you want to send out there to all your flatbed drivers and all the other drivers that might be interested in joining your team?
Yeah, not just flatbed drivers. It's really amazing to be here for 14 years and work across multiple lines of businesses and build relationships with individuals that I have. And every year during driver appreciation, I get to meet up with these guys, talk, see how the families are doing. And it's just an amazing experience. And we really, really, truly from the bottom of our heart appreciate all the effort you put into this job. And thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
You got lucky. You got with Liz and I today.
We just like to have a little fun, have a little party.
Jeremy. Thank you.
Up next, we're going to have a video of being on the street where you're going to see Joran hit the road and see what's happening out there.
Perfect. So, hey, the Bouncing Bean here, doing Mentor Madness. Look who just showed up. This is, oh my gosh, the VP of Recruiting, Court Chase. Hey, what's so great about Mentors?
They're training the future. We love that. So we hire a lot of new drivers coming into the industry.
He hires them, we train them. That's how this works. A little partnership right here. All right, go into the meeting. Dad, I'm going to beat him first. Hold on. We're getting Ken first. You sit and wait. Mr. McBee.
Yes, sir.
VP of Retention. We're coming in to see what is it that you love about Mentors?
Oh, it's the collaboration, them teaching all the new skills or helping them with the skills they've learned, right? It's just really the way they kind of train the future.
All right, who's your favorite mentor?
Ooh, I'm not answering that one.
Yeah, it was a loaded question. I was just checking.
A lot of mentors are my favorite.
Good play. All right, we're out. Hi.
Hey.
Hey, do me a favor. Tell us who you are.
Debbie Maines.
And why do you love Mentors?
I love Mentors because they are so knowledgeable about the industry. They take care of our drivers, and they love what they do.
That is a wonderful answer. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good one. Well, Swift obviously loves our mentors. And I definitely love my mentors too. So, Joran Bean saying, be safe out there. Enjoy your training. Mentors give grace to your students, and students just love the experience. Swift's right here to back you guys, and we love you. Thank you.
everybody. We are so excited. We just got a little bit of Bean on the street, and guess who we have sitting with us right now? Mr. John Bean.
Bean in the seat.
That's right. Bean's in the seat. So tell us about yourself, sir, like anybody out there doesn't know who you are.
Who my fat head is. It was weird with hair this year, so I don't know. It's a little different.
We've got hair. It's nice.
Jordan Bean, been at Swift 19 years, been in trucking for 24 years. I was just thinking about that. I don't feel old enough to have that kind of tenure. I work in driver qualification, but I've pretty much done every job you can do here. Taking out the trash and dispatching trucks, planning trucks, owner ops. Now I'm in the training mentor department. So I love this. It's such a great department to be in. It's one of my favorite.
Well, that's wonderful. So tell us about that department. I mean, I know it's driver qualification, it's mentor, but tell people out there what that really is.
Yeah, we changed it a few years ago, and we went from having various departments to kind of the onboarding experience to bringing drivers into Swift, and then during their training experience, they would go out with their mentors. And so it was a couple departments. We brought them all together, and we made one team that kind of managed that from tip to tail. And so it's really comfortable. When you go to one of our 32 locations across the country, you're going to come in, you're going to meet a great group of people who love drivers, who are going to go through the onboarding experience, get them hired for experience. They're going to get them their truck. They're going to get them out on the road. But for our student hires, they're going to stay with us, and we're going to work with them for the first couple of weeks, our training program, and they're going to get all the training they need. They're going to be safe, capable, confident drivers, and then we're going to hand them off to our operation team so they can go out there and make a bunch of money and live successful lives.
That's fantastic. I love that. Well, we were all hooting and hollering out here about a mentor just while we were playing some bingo.
All right.
Yeah, 27 years he said he'd been mentoring. Yep. So tell us why do we need mentors?
Mentors. So, I had the pleasure to. I've met about 5 guys out here that are trainers. A couple of them are million milers, Lonnie and Daryl, who've trained way over 100 drivers. When you look at, so there's this stupid stuff out there in social media about Swift and about our training program. Man, I have met some of the most high-valued, high-quality people that are the most heartfelt, really love what they do in training. And to see guys like him, 27 years, to see Daryl and Lonnie, and I can name 100 guys right now off the top of my head. They put so much heart into what they do to give these people the ability to go out there and pursue their dream, to be able to take care of their families, and to do it in a safe manner. I mean, we don't just put any geek off the street in a truck. You got to go through some stuff, you know what I mean? Like, you got to be handy with the big truck steel, you know what I mean? That was a movie quote, sorry. But you got to be able to do the job, and we want to put the right people in the right seat to be successful, and to have mentors with the kind of passion that we have, to go out there and day in and day out. It ain't easy. I'll be honest with you. I mean, training, having somebody in your truck and being able to be in that space, but to do it with such heart and such passion, and to be so just good stewards of the process, it speaks volumes of the program. And I mean, I think we put a lot of beautiful people out on the trucks that have led and been able to take care of their families and buy homes. I was talking with a guy out here. I think he said it was 27 years at Swift and 4 kids. All 4 went to college. 2 are in college right now for their PhDs.
Wow.
Swift's a great place.
Yeah.
Sometimes I hate to say that we have to do driver appreciation. We have to slow down to kind of smell the roses a little bit. But it is just a great place that a lot of people have been able to create lives and careers from. So I love it.
And Swift and your department especially, we have such an impact on the trucking industry as a whole. If you
100%.
think about how many students we turn out and how many come here to start their career with us, we had, more mentors that could share that experience. We could change the whole industry,
Absolutely.
really.
And the market's starting to shift, and you're seeing a lot more student hires. And with those student hires, we're going to need mentor trainers. And again, we can't be geek off the street for training either. We got to have the right people doing it. And so when you look at the caliber of people we want, if you're interested in training, we'd love to talk to you about it. There's a lot of, obviously, there's financial incentives, but wanting somebody who really loves and has passion for training and teaching the next generation of drivers is really what we're looking for. But let's not lie to nobody. I mean, you're giving up some of your space. You're giving up your knowledge. You're putting extra effort in. You should be compensated for that. I don't know why we sometimes look at that as a taboo thing to want to be paid for what you do, but
show me the money.
Show me the money. I mean, you do the work and you do a great job and you produce a great driver, then you should be compensated for that. And so I'm a big fan of my mentors making money.
Yeah.
And so when you look at our average mentors are making, close to the 6-figure mark. And it makes me very proud to know that my team specifically are very, very, the first thought is safety and putting the right people on the road. And knowing that we have people that do that day in and day out is just incredible. And we are the biggest truckload carrier. And KNX as a whole, when you look at that with the Knights and the U.S. Expresses and Swift, I mean, those 3 brands alone are just such a dominant piece of the marketplace
in the world.
And we put
In the
so
world.
many safe, capable drivers out on the road. It's something to be proud of. I'm very proud of that.
Can we back that up? Did you say 6 figures? You got mentors making close to 6 figures?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I be a mentor?
Absolutely.
Can I do that?
So that's funny. So I've had some mentors that go, man, I'd love to come in the office and work in driver qualification. And then we start talking about what pay is. And the office pay does not compete with the mentor pay. And mentors are like, listen, I'd love to come in the office, but you're going to have to do this because I can't do that.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
sounds pretty good to me.
oh, that sucks. I mean, I guess you just have to keep training. And so it is. I mean, again, you should be paid for that kind of work, though. I mean, it's so important to what we do as a company that you should be recognized, appreciated, and compensated.
Well, we've been talking about the mentors, we've been talking about the need, but how do they do that?
So if you're interested in training, go to the portal. You can go to the portal, or you can go to your operations team too. But you can go to the portal and you can click. There's a click me now mentor apply button. You'll probably see some picture of my fat head somewhere. You can click it too. It'll take you there. But talk to your operations team. Talk to your driver leader. I mean, if they have the same kind of respect and love for what you're doing and how you operate, and we want to duplicate you, then they would be advocates for it, and they'll help put the application in also. After that, it'll go through a little review with our safety department. Make sure you cross the T's and dot the I's. And if there's things we need to work on, we'll talk about it at that time. But if you're qualified, then we'll get you set up. We'll go through the mentor application process, complete it all out, and then hopefully get you out in training. And that's the great thing too. DQ is going to be there every step of the way. You get into a spot where you're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, or any kind of issue you encounter, driver qualification is going to be there. We'll help you. I mean, you can call us on our cells. That we're 100% available for our mentors. That's the lifeblood of what we do.
It's fantastic. So,
Absolutely.
Is there anything else that you want to share with us today?
I haven't talked enough. Is that what you're saying?
Talk more.
No, I can't. I think everybody's already said it, but I've been at Swift for 19 years next month, and it's so wonderful to be able to sit out here and hug some friends that I only see rarely, and I wish I could see them all more often. But I mean, what you guys, mentors particularly, what you guys do out there is just so incredible and so appreciated by everybody here. If you're anywhere near a DQ location, please go see them. We want to take photos with you. We want to celebrate you. We want to do that anyways. So anytime you come in, see us. I appreciate everything you guys do, and I thank you so much.
That's wonderful, Jordan. And we are so happy to have you with us today. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for being the fun. You bring the fun, buddy.
Bringing the fun.
We appreciate it.
Now go get in some trouble.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you, Jordan, again.
Yes, ma'am.
And we are going to head over to a thank you video from our Gary, Indiana terminal. Thank y'all.
Kathy.
Hi, I'm Brandon.
Hi, I'm Star. Hi, I'm Kamika.
I'm TV.
Hi, I'm Jeanette. Hi, I'm Tish.
Hi, I'm Ed. Hi, I'm Kurt, and I'm the terminal manager in Gary, Indiana. We want to send a special thank you to all of our drivers out there for Driver Appreciation Week. But before we did that, we have a little special recognition for our very, very special drivers here in Gary.
Thank you, Diamond driver Henry Mitchell for 3.3 million miles.
Thank you, Diamond driver Aaron Ackerman for 3 million miles.
Thank you, Tomas Alcantara for 2.6 million miles.
Thank you, Diamond driver Justin Urban for 2.6 million miles.
Thank you, Aloan Richmond for 2.6 million miles.
Thank you, Nick Mesmer for 2.3 million miles.
Thank you, Ernest Ruffin for 2.3 million miles.
And thank you, Mark Lewan for 2.2 million miles. Thank you, Michael Holland for 2.2 million miles.
Thank you, Hassan Mansour for 2.1 million miles and for being a great mentor.
Thank you, George Bowers, for 1.7 million miles. And also, thank you, Michael Sullivan, Diamond driver, for 1.7 million miles.
Thank you, Luis Darius, 1.6 million miles.
Thank you, Wendell Aday for 1.5 million miles. Thank you, Russell Huffman for 1.2 million miles.
Thank you, Leo Chase for 1.2 million miles and for being a great mentor. And thank you, Nakia Williams for 1.1 million miles and being a great mentor as well.
Thank you so much, John Warner, for being a 1 million mile driver and counting. And thank you so much for also being a mentor.
Thank you, Fladine, for your 1 million miles.
Thank you, Keith Baldwin, for your 1 million miles.
And thank you, Jose Martinez, for being a Diamond driver. From everybody here in Gary, Indiana, we just wanted to say,
thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Thank you so much, Gary Terminal, for that video. That was wonderful. We love to see the appreciation spread all across the country for our Swift drivers. And right now, I am so excited to introduce my bestie, my roomie, my coworker, one of the happiest and sweetest people I know, Miss Tracelyn Polly with rewards and recognition.
Hi, everybody. How are you? How are you?
So, Tracelyn, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Okay. I right now it's everything driver retention. So driver retention, and I hate to see anybody go, especially if I can fix it. So I call myself the fix-itter because I really want to fix it and I really want you to stay. But I am Tisha's right-hand girl in the rewards and recognition division, and so officially my title is recognition leader. And so if you're due something or you haven't received something, then that's probably me.
And we also run the company stores,
yes.
Both online and the physical store here in Phoenix, Geared Up.
The lovely store
store we're in right here.
Yeah.
And we handle so many other things, right? The million mile trucks and the wrap trucks and all of the things.
Yeah.
So,
hi Tisha, you're here.
Oh, yes, I am.
Hello.
Hello.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
I think everybody knows that she's the fixer, I'm the doer, and I think we just kind of handle everything together.
And the hugger.
I am the hugger.
The resident hugger.
Hugger.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I call myself the corporate party planner. You know, if you're down with the CPP, that's me. And we just try to have a good time for the drivers. We try to take care of the drivers. We try to do everything that we can. And I think together, Tracy and I are an amazing team. And we really enjoy doing what we do.
I love that. Yeah. So I heard something earlier about the road to recognition.
Yep.
What is that? What does that look like?
So our drivers, it's evolved over the course of several years, but the recognition plan that we have right now for drivers is really kind of unique, and I don't see a lot of other companies that are doing it. So every year in your career with Swift, you get recognized for something, whether it be a milestone career or a milestone anniversary or million miles, or you're a part of the Diamond Driver program. There's multiple things that you can get rewarded for. And so we have a road to recognition that recognizes you at 6 months, and then it goes all the way to 35 years.
Yep.
And so it's a lot. And so on like years 1 through 4, you get a $50 gift certificate for your spending account. That's online. And then the bigger anniversaries, 5, 10, 15, things like that, you get a little more, a little better, a little more. So it's interesting. And if you guys want the pamphlet or you guys want the literature, I'm happy to get it your way.
Well, go back. I want to know what happens when a driver hits 25 years or 30 years.
So
what happens?
At 25 years, they get a kit, and then they also get what we call a legend status. And so they get some monetary money there, and they get this duffel bag, y'all. I need to talk to you about this duffel bag because I am going to be here 25 years just so I can get that bag, because it's beautiful.
It's beautiful,
buttery soft and full of leather and just really, really nice. So we really put a lot of thought into what you guys would use, what you guys need, what's out there in the industry. And I think we've done that.
Yeah. And I think just to clarify too, real quick, not to jump in, but we do service awards, and then we also do mileage awards so that nobody is left out. So for those folks that may not ever make it to 1 million miles or whatever, we also want to make sure that they get some love. And that's where this program was built around. So we want to make sure that everybody understands that as well.
Yeah.
And then we have I
wanted to hear a little bit about the million miles, because that sounds impressive. A million miles. Can you tell me about that program?
We've got an amazing program.
So I don't want to interrupt, but let me tell you about this program. So I made myself a little cheat sheet because I know it's coming here today. I have 4 million drivers. I have 8 of those. I have 63 3 million drivers, 340 at 2 million, and then a whopping, are you guys ready for this? 1,081 drivers at 1 million miles.
Incredible.
That's amazing.
That's huge.
Love it.
And so there are the elite 4 that are in the 4 million are something just so special.
Every year we get to have a 3 and 4 million mile event where we bring those drivers. They're on their first time that they've achieved it. We bring them to Phoenix, and we put them up and spoil them, and they get to bring in a +1 and a representative from Swift. And again,
hi, Lori.
And again, it's just a fantastic event, another way that we can show them some love. And we also have an appreciation program for our owner operators. Isn't that right?
Yes. And so it's a little different just because of things that have happened over the years. And so our owner operator program is miles. And it's when you hit 1 million, 2 million, and 3 million. And then we can decorate you in a very beautiful watch. And then you also get a jacket and you also get a shirt. And so, and then you can get stuff for your truck as well. The decals are available to you and whatnot. So it's no matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter if you're just hustling or it's a part-time job for you, you're recognized. And I think I like to be recognized when I do a good job. So why wouldn't we pass that along to you guys?
Absolutely. Well, I know we've got a super busy week because our team is a huge player here trying to get everybody appreciated and loved on. So Tracelyn, do you have a final message to any of the drivers out there?
You know, a long time ago, speaking to Lori, a long time ago when I very first met Lori Simba, she's the only female right now 4 million mile driver. And she gave me a piece of advice when I met her 4 years ago. She said, I never, ever take the day for granted. And what she meant by that was, I don't think I know it all. I've been in trucking a very long time and I still take my time. I'm still learning every day. The second you stop learning is the second you get into accidents, you have issues, you're not concentrated. So I've taken that and I've given that information to tons of drivers because I think today years old, right? You learned this today, you're this years old,
Right.
you know, that kind of thing. So I think if we all just take a beat, I think we're all good.
Excellent.
Love Miss Lori.
Well, thank you, Tracelyn, so much. Thank you for being on my team.
Absolutely. I
will
love it.
keep you. All right. Thank you all out there. And I think we're actually calling it quits for the rest of the day. We got to get out there and get busy. But this is the final send-off, guys. This was a great Tuesday. It was a great live. We had so many wonderful guests, Jim and Cameron and Jeremy, Joran, and our sweet Tracelyn here. So thank you all for joining us, and we will catch you tomorrow.
Bye.
See ya.
Thank you.